program in which we will explore new and exciting places around the Greater Toronto area. I'm your host, Bilal Tahir, but I'm not the only one on this exciting journey. With me, I have my fellow explorers.
And you are watching Destination Next.
A new destination, a fascination. We'll go exploring a new creation. See to feel Earth, travel around the world. See to feel Earth, travel around the world. So here we go, a new destination, some inspiration, a little agitation, more complication. We'll push our minds for some formulation. We'll go exploring a new destination. Destination Next.
In this show, us kids will travel around the GTA to learn about the environment that surrounds us. Exploring is promoted in the Jamaat because in the Holy Quran, Allah had laid great emphasis on traveling. Say, travel in the earth and see how He originated the creation. Then will Allah provide the latter creation. Surely, Allah has power over all things.
Today we will be driving down to Reptilia Zoo in Vaughan, Ontario. It is 4.8 kilometers away from Beit al-Islam Mosque and just 10 minutes drive.
Hey Husher, did you know that in the Holy Quran there's a verse that talks about reptiles?
Really? I can't wait to go in and see all the different types of reptiles living here.
And Allah has created every animal from water. Of them are some that go upon their bellies, and of them are some that go upon 2 feet, and among them are some that go upon 4. Allah creates what He pleases. Surely Allah has the power to do all that He pleases.
I have a question. What are reptiles and what makes them different from other animals?
I can answer that question. Reptiles are cold-blooded animals with scaly skin. My teacher also told me that some lay eggs. Well, that's all I know about reptiles.
Aww, that's sad. I wanted to learn more.
All right, well, that's where I come in. Welcome to Reptilia. My name is Sam. Are you guys excited to learn more about reptiles today?
Yeah!
Amazing. All right, guys, so here we are at the entrance to Reptilia. What do you guys think we're going to see today?
We're going to see crocodiles or snakes.
Some crocodiles,
I mostly
some
expect
snakes.
I mostly expect snakes.
Snakes, turtles.
All reptiles.
All reptiles. We're missing one type of reptile with
Cobra.
4 legs and a tail.
Lizards.
You got it. Awesome. So let's go on in and explore. All right, come on in, guys. Here we go. So we've got all kinds of different animals at Reptilia, and our very first animal that we see when we walk in is called an Asian water monitor. You're doing some good spotting there. You checked out the sign that has all of the details and information. If we come on over, his name is Friday, and he is related to the Komodo dragon. So you guys mentioned he looks a little bit like one. That's because he's one of their closest cousins. But Friday and the Asian water monitor lizards are actually a little bit longer than the Komodo dragon, so they're just a little bit bigger.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are most reptiles so still?
Why are they still? Well, a lot of these guys are what we call sit and wait predators. So if they were out in the wild hunting, they might sit and they might actually just wait and look for movement.
Is he's related to Komodo dragons? Can he lay eggs and does he lay it in high places?
You got
like the
it.
Komodo dragon?
Well, he is a boy, so he's not going to be laying any eggs. But yes, they do. They lay eggs, and usually not in a high place. They usually like to pick somewhere on the ground where the eggs aren't going to fall. So everyone take 2 steps back from the glass. Friends over here, come back over here on this side. Stay right here. Okay, awesome. What do you think it is?
Yes, lizard.
That is an iguana. You got it. They're a type of lizard. So a lot of the animals at Reptilia come from different places. About 75% of them are actually rescued. Do you guys know what that means?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What's a rescue?
They're safe?
They're saved? Yeah, absolutely. So they come from different places. So iguanas tend to get really, really big, just like this one that you see here. And people, when they get them, they get little tiny baby iguanas that are super cute. but they grow and they grow and they grow. And at some point, well, they grow and they start showing those natural behaviors. So they chase people out of rooms, they get a little less cuddly. So unfortunately, a lot of them end up here at Reptilia. We have 3 iguanas in this exhibit. Yep. So they're called green iguanas, even though the one behind it is a little bit more red. This is actually a really special one right here. And you guys came at a very, very late time, which is great because you're seeing some of the nocturnal animals. This is my favorite animal at Reptilia. So these are called monkey-tailed skinks. Monkey-tailed skinks. And they are a type of lizard that's found all over the world, the skink. They belong in the skink family. These skinks come from a place called the Solomon Islands. And they are endemic, which means that they're only found in these islands. Today they are endangered because people are logging and cutting down a lot of their habitat. So what we do here is we have a program where for every baby that's born, we send it to a breeding facility and we keep one and they keep one. And eventually over time, we can help reintroduce them out into the wild.
What's that sound?
So you guys came at a really good time. It is pretty late in the afternoon, and we're gonna get to see some animals that are mainly nocturnal. So right up at the top there, do you guys see that against the wall?
Yeah.
That's really special because you can't see him all the time. He's called a fan-footed gecko. A fan-footed gecko, he's got really wide feet so he can stick to the walls. Yeah, and you see him on the wall right there.
Do all geckos stick on the wall?
No, not all geckos. A lot of tree geckos or arboreal geckos like to stick around on the walls just like he's doing right now. But there's ground-dwelling geckos. There's geckos that live underground in caves. They come from all different places.
Why is there a giant legless lizard there?
Yeah.
There it is?
Do you guys see him?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we got 2 different
He's
animals
moving.
in this exhibit. The legless lizards at the bottom don't bother the geckos because they can't climb up the walls the same way. So if you guys look at them down there, they're actually really cute. They are a type of lizard, and they look a lot like a snake. I know you mentioned he kind of looks just like a snake when you saw him, and that's because it does look like a snake. He has no legs. Now, some lizards don't have any legs, and some snakes actually do have legs. So how do you guys think we can tell a snake and a lizard apart?
Their mouth?
Their mouth? They do have slightly different jaws. Their jaw structure is different.
They climb trees.
Some snakes climb, but some lizards
Their
can climb.
eyes?
Their eyes.
Like,
So it's actually their eyes, guys. See how she has eyes almost that look like our eyes?
Yeah.
They can blink. They can open and close their eyes.
Snakes can't blink.
And snakes can't blink. So we're going to go take a look at some snakes, and you're going to look closely, and maybe you guys can do a staring contest with them. Oh, good eye. This one's climbed up nice and high.
I think
We've got 3 anacondas in here, and they've all pretty much tucked away for the night. If you look down, the world's biggest anaconda ever found was 8 meters, or about 27 feet.
And it's even curved for them, it's longer.
Exactly. It's all curled up in the shadow.
big anaconda is bigger than a male. Like the female is bigger than the
Good
male.
question. Let's take a look at this one right here. And do you guys have any good hypotheses or guesses as to why the boys might be smaller than the girls? You got it. Yep. Girls have to lay eggs. They need more room inside their bodies. So when you see an anaconda and you see 2 of them together, either one is younger or one's a male. So the ones here are really, really young. They're still growing. They can get much bigger than the ones there.
The yellow, I read over here, long and heavy. These snakes don't get nearly as long and heavy. Why?
Why? They're different species. So we got the yellow anacondas, and we've got the green anacondas, and you can see
Which one
both
is
here.
longer?
The green anacondas, they're the heaviest snakes on the planet. So why do you guys think rattlesnakes shake their tails?
I think because they want to attack.
Yeah?
They alert their predators prey before they eat them or attack.
That's another good one. Any other suggestions? Okay.
Communicate with others, maybe?
They're definitely communicating. They don't want to tell their prey, because that's their food, so they don't want to warn their prey they're about to eat it. They want to tell their predators to go away, right? So a lot of animals are much bigger than a rattlesnake. Some animals are really brave and will try to eat them. So by shaking that tail, they're warning. They're saying, I'm venomous. You want to get away from me, right? And most animals understand that and say, no, thank you. I don't want to get bit by a venomous snake. because then they can die, right? So you can check them out here. You'll look at that tail. You can see the rattle at the very end. There is another rattlesnake just down here. He's a timber rattlesnake. So you can see him down at the bottom. He's a beautiful red and white pattern. But most rattlesnakes have these stripes across their back, these saddles that tell us that they are that species.
It's kind of funny because human babies like to shake rattles.
Are they warning us?
Venomous Workshop.
Why do you guys think we keep venomous animals? They're obviously dangerous, right? Is there any purpose to keeping a venomous animal? To study them, you got it.
Wait, but I heard like some people take out their venom.
Well, you know what? That does unfortunately happen. So we have these animals at Reptilia because they were actually rescued. There was a facility that created venom, anti-venom, sorry, and they shut down. So a lot of their animals, about 200 of them, well, I'll tell you in a second. So when that facility shut down, a lot of their animals had nowhere to go, so we took them in. So we get to use these animals for research and we get to study them. So venom, which is what they inject when they're looking to hunt for their food, is actually really dangerous to us and obviously to whatever they're trying to eat. But by studying it, we can actually help people that got bit by a venomous snake. And that's what anti-venom is. It's something that you can give, a medicine you can give to a person to make sure that they're okay if they got bit by a venomous snake.
Does anti-venom like always work or just some?
That's a good question. So anti-venom depends on what species you were bit by. So if you were bit by a rattlesnake, you need rattlesnake anti-venom, right? There's some cool things we've done with it. So scientists have found that venom can actually help cure things like diabetes, things like, well, cancer. So it's used in cancer research.
Do you hurt the snakes to get anti-venom? How do you do it?
That is a good question. So we don't personally make anti-venom, or we don't milk the snakes, which is what it's called when you take their venom. It doesn't really hurt the snakes because all you're doing is you're putting their fangs into a little cup and you're pushing on their head for the venom to come out, but it's definitely not comfortable for them, right? Would you guys know what snake this is?
Black mamba.
I saw that before. You saw it before, good eye. So this is called a black mamba. There's a second one up high as well.
It's meeting its tail.
So why do you guys think the black mamba is so famous? What makes it such a famous animal? What's that? Because of its eyes?
It's so black.
The speed of it.
The speed of it, yeah.
70 kilometers an hour.
You got it. Black mambas can move really, really quickly.
What's that sound? That's a snake.
This is the reticulated python. These are the world's largest species of snake on the planet.
An anaconda.
Yeah, well, these are actually the longest. Anacondas tend to be the heaviest species. Yep. So this one is an albino. Have you guys heard that word before?
No.
Albino?
No.
Can anyone tell me what is albino? No, well, close. It's one without color, yeah. So if you look at your skin, we have pigments all over our skin. We have little moles and we're all kind of a different color. But we're not see-through because we have pigment, we have colors. She actually doesn't have any of that. So her entire body is this whitish color and her scales are, well, they look a little bit yellow. The one behind, can you guys see her over in the water? That is what they normally look like. So you kind of get to see two different forms of the same snake. You have a question?
Yeah. Like they kill their prey by like first like going around them and then like squeezing them a bit. So, like,
Then they lose their air, and then
Yeah. They're constrictors, you got it. So they squeeze their food. When you constrict something, you're squeezing it. So they constrict their food, they squeeze it really tight, they give it a big hug, and then it stops wiggling around, and then they swallow it in one big go. Well, that's part of life, right? It's like when we go to the grocery store and we buy our food, right?
After have so much space to swallow.
Good call. Good question.
you said that they're the longest snake.
The longest, yes. So, good question. How do they open up their mouths to eat something really big like a goat? Because they can eat a whole goat. Well, their jaws are different. So, you guys feel right here? Can you feel right on the sides? And you open and close your mouths. See, you can feel your jawbone, right? So it's stuck together. They're your mandible with your skull. Snakes have jaws that sit like this, flat. So when they're ready to eat, they can just go like this, and their jaw opens. And their jaw can open about, I would say, about 6 times the size of their head. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Next time on Destination Next.
Can she still bite us? She has a mouth, so she certainly can. And you're gonna keep your hand nice and still. I'll give you guys a chance to hold them.
Jazakallah for watching. We hope that you liked our episode today. You can also get creative and share with us your pictures and drawings for a chance to win Destination Next souvenir. Also, tell us where you'd like to explore next on Twitter and Instagram at MTA Canada. We look forward to hearing from you.
Alright, are they awake or are they asleep? They're awake. They're awake. They hear us. Keep your fingers away from their mouth, so as soon as they get really, really close to your hand, there you go. You can drop it right in.
It's scary. You guys want to come out? Stop moving. Trust me. Hey, get up.
Oh my god.
This
is so cool. Oh, do the turtles have?
No, that's a really good question. So turtles do not have any teeth at all. They have a beak, kind of like a bird almost.
Like a triceratops.
Like a triceratops, but I think triceratops
I've had 2 so
may
far.
have had some
I've had 2
molars.
so far. Like I gave a leaf to one, and then 2 of them were eating it, and then I gave another.
I love it.